Hey guys, so I wanted to share with you this video. And normally, it's like these kind of videos, I kind of think like, whatever, I've seen a bunch of them. But this one really stood out to me. And I figured, well, maybe for some of you who haven't seen this kind of video, or if you do have this kind of situation happen to you, I really hope it doesn't. Just please do not do what this woman is doing. It is ridiculous, and yeah, it just kind of goes against the face of what I think a person would do if they were being placed in a dangerous situation. So this happened in 2019, happened in Queens. Long story short, a man approached a woman who was talking to her neighbor, and he had a weapon. And you guys will see how she handled the situation.
Frightening moment caught on camera. A gunman walks up to a mother in Queens and tries to shoot her when the gun suddenly jammed. Police releasing this video hoping someone can identify the gunman who exposed his face after the attack. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson spoke exclusively with that woman. She's live in Ozone Park. Kimberly?
Well, Sade, detectives here at the 106 precinct put that video out. It is unsettling to watch, even more unnerving when you hear from the woman who was staring down the barrel of that gun in this exclusive interview. She tells me at first she begged the suspect to put down the weapon. When he refused, she prayed. You were ready for it. You were convinced you were going to get shot.
Yes, I know it was not a BB gun. I knew it was a real gun.
Okay, so she knew it was a real gun. She sees the guy pointing the weapon at her.
I was prepared
to take the hit at close range. This security camera mounted on a home here on 109th Street in Jamaica, Queens, captured the terrifying seconds when a stranger pulled out a weapon and wildly started pointing it at Jan. We're not using her real name. I spoke with her by phone. In this exclusive interview, she tells me she had just gotten home from work Friday, July 19th, and was outside talking with her neighbor. They spotted the man who at first was pacing. Then her friend warned her the man was aggressively walking towards her.
When I turned to see what she meant by my side, he was already in the grass patch, pulling the gun.
The 45-year-old mother of four tells me in that moment she was terrified and tried to reason with them.
See, so you can see the blur is over here. This is a woman he was trying to shoot at. You guys saw it jammed. He walked away.
The man.
Now, what would you do, right? I would run. I would close the door. I would, the neighbor was right there with her. You would call the cops, right? But this is what happened instead.
You don't have to put the gun down. Why are you doing this? You don't have to. I would literally say, no, don't.
He never said a...
So she doesn't back down, you see? He still has a weapon in his hand. She's still here at the bottom right-hand corner. And she's trying to negotiate with him, like, don't shoot me, don't shoot me.
Word did get extremely annoyed when the gun appeared to jam several...
And look, even though she's telling him you don't have to do this, he goes right in and tries to shoot her again.
Times. Jan believes it was divine intervention.
Then he looked me in the eye, and then after he tried to crack it the second time, and then he pulled the trigger thinking, okay, this is it, and then he got frustrated.
But he was relentless, wouldn't go away. Jan then braced her.
See, she's still here. She's still here.
Herself, convinced she was about to get shot.
I used my bag. If the bullet should come flying, I was gonna...
Oh, Lordy, come on now. If you look, I don't know how big your bag is, but your bag is probably not as big as your body. So you're trying to shield yourself using your bag. What are you gonna do? Shield your head? Shield your neck?
Basically, use the bag of the defense, try to see if I could whip in another direction.
Oh, no. You cannot use your handbag as a defense. By the time he fires anything, you're not going to know where exactly he's shooting at you. He's probably going to shoot for the head, but he could shoot at the vital organs. One handbag or one backpack isn't going to protect you. You got to run.
If I could dodge the bullet.
The gun never fired.
Okay, here, let's go back. You can hear what she said.
Bag of the defense, tried to see if I could whip in another direction if I could dodge the bullet.
The gun never fired, and once she started screaming, called the police. The suspect took off running. She's now on high alert, incredibly not scared. It's her children she's worried about. Does that break your heart that they're scared?
Oh, of course. Of course it does. My kids don't need to go through this.
Now, one thing does stand out. Back in April, Jan tells me a man with a similar body type who also had a black t-shirt wrapped around his head broke into her home, but her very large dog scared him off. She believes this could be the same suspect.
So, what was that? Back in, what was that? What month was this?
Into her home, but her...
Go through this.
Now, one thing does stand out. Back in April,
so this is April, right? April, May, June, July. So 3 months ago.
Jan tells me a man with a similar body type who also had a black t-shirt wrapped around his head broke into her home, but her very large dog scared him off. She believes this could be the same suspect.
Thank goodness there was a dog. So 3 months ago, prior to July 2019. So, I mean, I'm all for prayer, I'm all for doing that, invoking and, thinking people can change their ways. But look, if someone is coming up to you and they have a weapon and the weapon misfires, like, please do not think you are an FBI negotiator over here. And I just kind of think, like, she's trying to reason with this guy. There is no way of reasoning with him. You can see clearly, right? Let's go back, right?
109th Street in Jamaica, Queens, captured the terrifying seconds.
See, he comes over here. He assumes a stance.
When a stranger pulled out a weapon and wildly started pointing it at Jan.
He would have shot right here.
We're not using her real name. I spoke with her by phone. In this exclusive interview, she tells me she had just gotten home from work Friday.
So it's kind of suspicious that this guy knows that she came home from work. That's why I kind of think it's premeditated. I don't think it's a random attack.
July 19th and was outside talking with her neighbor. They spotted the man who at first was pacing. Then her friend warned her. The man was a...
But you see how this is like in daylight hours? That's the thing that does not stick out too much. Like, you in Hawaii, like, you would not see this kind of stuff, but in New York it's different. This kind of thing happens in daylight hours. In afternoon you could be talking to your neighbor and people can just do that kind of stuff.
Aggressively walking towards her.
When I started to see what she meant by my side, he was already in the grass patch, pulling the gun.
The 45-year-old mother of 4 tells me...
See, the guy's coming in aggressively.
In that moment, she was terrified.
And he's like, oh, frick. So he's trying to shoot her at point blank range. I mean, like, really freaking close. So remember, she's on the bottom right-hand corner.
And tried to reason with the man.
She comes towards him and,
You don't have to really put the gun down. Why are you doing this? You don't have to. I would literally say, no, don't.
He never said a word, did...
But see, even though she's talking to him, he can hear her voice. I mean, yeah, he can hear her voice. He has a mission, and he's like, whatever, I got to do this job.
Get extremely annoyed when the gun appeared to jam several...
See, there it is.
...times. Jan believes it was divine intervention.
Then he looked me in the eye, and then after he tried to crack it just like that time, and then he pulled the trigger thinking, okay, this is it, and then he got frustrated.
But he was relentless, wouldn't go away. Jan then braced herself, convinced she was about to get shot.
I used my bag.
Look, I just don't get it. Like, I seriously don't get it. Like, I've watched this several times, and I think, if anybody comes at you with a weapon, run. Run, get cover, do what you can. It's just... Yeah, so thankfully, thankfully...
Just started flying, I was going to basically use the bag of the defense, try to see if I could whip in another direction if I could.
Trying to see if I could go in the direction and dodge the bullet. Like, I know I shouldn't say this, but I just think, this kind of stuff, like, you should not try to reason. You have to get away, 100%. Well, that's the thing. This guy comes towards her, right? He tries to fire his weapon. It jams, right? Instead of running away, she comes closer to him and she tries to reason with him. Like, you don't have to do this, no, like, yeah, you don't have to do this. And what he does is he doesn't say a thing. He comes towards her again, tries to shoot her yet again. And then when she sees this happen a second time, it looks like she kind of curls up in a ball, maybe, or she grabs her bag. I'm assuming it's her handbag, maybe a backpack, but that's not going to cover your whole body, right? So her reasoning is that she wanted to use the bag as a defense, trying to quote go and see if she could go in the direction and dodge a bullet. If he shoots you in the head, you aren't going to be able to dodge. Just being honest.
The gun never fired, and once she started screaming, called the police. The suspect took off running. She's now on.
You should have done that a while ago. You know, I know people are going to give me shit about victim blaming here, but seriously, you know, she is very, very lucky. She did that gun, that gun jammed up. I'm very happy she's alive. I really, this kind of person, them being out on the streets. I don't know if this guy was caught, right? But it is dangerous. It is to do that kind of stuff. It is scary. And I really hope that if anybody finds themselves in this kind of situation, right, please do not try to talk to someone like that. I mean, like, if you have no way of escaping, think about it. But if something misfires, like, you freaking run. You bolt at it, you try to go back into your house kind of thing. She says she has a dog. Really good thing about having a dog. I think having a dog, like one of those big, like, scary sounding dogs, is a good choice to have. Because sometimes, like, depending on where you are, if there is a lot of, like, home invasions or this kind of stuff going on, you really cannot be too safe. And having a dog, like a angry sounding dog, is a really good thing. So I'm happy that she is alive. I hope she's still alive. I'm happy that she was unhurt. But the other thing too is that I hope her kids do not, I hate to say it this way, but I hope her kids, like, if they ever find themselves in a situation like that, I hope they do not emulate their mom and try to confront a person who has a weapon pointing at you and it misfires and you still try to talk to them. Like, it's stupid. It is stupid. So, let me read chat really quickly and I will hear what you guys say. Yeah, okay, so, you know what the thing is, like, see, yeah, some people say, like, oh, this wouldn't happen if people were allowed to have handguns, especially women, you would have to react, right? You would have to, yeah, you could say, like, if the gun jammed and the woman had it concealed, she could shoot the guy, and, yeah, the threat would be eliminated, but... yeah, so, I hear both sides of the argument. Some people, they're all for conceal and carry. They're all for, they say if someone tries to act up, then other bystanders have a weapon on them, and then they can also diffuse the situation. But I've also heard, depending, if everybody has one, then it could lead to increased crime. So, in this situation, it sucks that the guy got away. Kind of wish, like, you could stick a German Shepherd on him or something, or a Doberman to take him down, because you can tell based on his actions, like, this guy it would not have hesitated to kill her if the gun did not misfire. And I'm sure, he learned from the situation, and I'm sure he got a weapon that he doesn't have to worry about it jamming, or he might have gotten, two weapons instead, right? Like, why carry one? Why don't you carry 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that if you really want to get the job done? Now, I know some people would say it's, oh, Erica, you're being ridiculous here, but it's true. It's like this kind of thing. I guarantee you he learned from it. He had a mission and he had a goal in mind, and this must have been very embarrassing for him. So,
like such a mom.
no, it must have been very embarrassing soon. So if like, for this perp, next time he's gonna carry 2 guns.
He tried to do his little school shooting and he missed. So next time, I'm sure that the little man will carry 2 guns.
No, I'm pretty damn sure. Like, this guy will carry 2 guns. And one gun doesn't work, he can carry 2 guns, or he can carry 3 guns, or he just gonna have, like, he's gonna come out. I'm just being saying. No, But, like, look at this guy. He just kind of, like, his palms are sweaty kind of thing. Like, you can tell, like, he's awkward when it misfires. He's like, oh, shit. So, yeah, see that? Like, you cannot ration with these kind of people. Seriously. Let's look back.
Warned her. The man was aggressively walking towards her.
When I started to see what she meant.
Mother of 4 tells me in that moment she was terrified and tried to reason with the man.
I looked him in the eyes and I was like, you don't have to put the gun down. Why are you doing this? You don't have to. I was literally saying, No, don't.
He never said a word, did get extremely annoyed when the gun appeared to jam several times. Jan believes it was divine intervention.
Then he looked me in the eye, and then I think he tried to crack it the second time, and then he pulled the trigger thinking, okay, this is it, and then he got frustrated.
But he was relentless, wouldn't go away. Jan then braced.
See, this is the perfect time, if I know some people who are pro-gun over here would say this is the perfect time if someone saw what was going on, to take them down, kind of thing. But I don't know how many people are on the street. I don't know if anybody wanted to react. But I'll tell you this: in New York, if this kind of thing happened, people would not want to get into the situation. Even if the thing was jammed, like people would not want to, tackle the guy. They're just going to let him go. Like, it's kind of like an all for yourself kind of thing. And I say this because I have heard stories about Good Samaritans intercepting in these kind of things, and then they get killed. So it's better in a self-preservation thing to just let these people go and just keep your distance and make sure you don't get involved. Like, I hate to say it that way, but it's true. I've read and heard about certain things where people try to stop fights and they get stabbed and they get shot, and unfortunately they lose their life. So if someone walks in, they get stabbed, shot, right? It's like, and if they were the only person who was willing to stop, right, those suspects would still get away. So, yeah, it's sad, but that's how things are, that I see, at least in New York. I can't talk about other places, but one thing that has really surprised me about New York is how this kind of stuff can happen in daylight hours, early afternoon. People are out on the street, talking to their neighbors. Again, this kind of stuff does not happen in Hawaii. I've lived in Hawaii for, basically all my life, and I have never heard about stuff like this happening. Yeah, so on my little island over there, it's like you would worry things are like late at night sort of thing, but it wouldn't be like you're just randomly talking to your neighbor and this kind of stuff happens. So New York is definitely a different environment than Hawaii, and you just gotta be on guard. So again, this person, it's sad because you see the way things are. People can just easily walk up, and that's why, like, for me, I kind of think it's, how would I put it this way? I think sometimes it's kind of dangerous to live in a house, depending on where you are, because, like, for instance, right, possibly this person tried to break into her house 3 months prior. Her dog stopped it or spooked him off, and then 3 months later he comes back with the gun, possibly, right? I think it probably was a hit. I can't imagine a random person being like, I'm gonna break into this house, or I'm gonna risk going to prison just to attack some random woman. I really think that someone wanted to offer. But when you live in a house, especially like walk up like this is how things can happen. People can from the street can walk up to your house, shoot you, and then just casually walk down the street. No one's gonna stop them. No one's gonna stop them. So it's pretty unsettling. See? So after he did what he did, he ran.
Scared.
He ran.
It's her children she's worried about. Does that break your heart that they're scared?
Oh, of course it does. My kids don't need to go through that.
So just something to think about. I'm not a big fan of this kind of walk-up style homes for that reason. And yeah, it's just, I know some people would say I'm being very paranoid over here, but sucks. It sucks. And I wish I could say this is an isolated incident, but I hear about these kind of things happening in New York, later than 2019. Please do not think that shootings and stabbings are rare occurrences and I'm being paranoid, because as I shared with you guys in my community post, it says, let me see this. Let's see, Cinevision. As I shared with you guys in my community post, unfortunately, shootings are spiking in New York City, and yeah, it's not good. So I'm gonna play with this for you guys so you guys can see this. Yes, I do have ads.
Makespace is storage made simple.
Okay.
This morning, police are busy and city residents concerned after a
So this
rash
came
of
out.
shooting incidents through
This thing came out today.
this last weekend and into Monday.
That includes a double shooting last night at a restaurant in Brooklyn. CBS 2's John Diaz joins us live from Brownsville with the story. John?
Yeah, good morning, both of you. And police are still searching for the person that pulled the trigger here in this case, injuring these two.
By the way, you know, you guys hear about me going out at night? Yeah. If I hear about someone got shot or someone got stabbed and they're looking for the suspect, I don't go out that night. I don't.
People. Luckily, we are told that these two victims, though, they are expected to make full recoveries. This is, though, just one of the latest shootings across New York City.
Bop, 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 bop. It's rapid shots.
That quick, fast-moving gunfire had Shaniqua Iverson fearing for her life in Brownsville, Brooklyn.
I didn't see the people that was shot because I was ducking for cover. You hear 7 to 8 gunshots, like, in my head.
That shooting happened inside Pitkin Seafood, according to the NYPD. The double shooting has left 2 recovering in the hospital. Police say a 53-year-old...
They are very lucky they did not get killed. I'm just happy, you know, it doesn't seem like it's like life-threatening injuries or anything like that. Oh.
Woman and a 28-year-old man were standing in line for food when an unknown suspect started shooting from outside the restaurant. The man was hit in the foot. The woman grazed on her arm.
Afterwards, it was like a crime scene out here. Yellow tape, you know, everything is bandaged up. You know, we can't walk this way, you can't walk that way.
Shortly after, in East Harlem, police say a man in his 30s was shot dead near East 118th Street and 1st Avenue. A gun recovered at the scene, and police have since arrested 1 man. And this morning, police are searching for this man, wanted for reckless endangerment, after firing 2 rounds into a Jackson Heights, Queens apartment building on Sunday. No one was injured. The NYPD continues to grapple with ongoing gun violence spiking across the board. Compared to last year, this week, shooting incidents are up almost 82%, and shooting victims up almost 109.
Hold up. Let's go back in case you missed that figure.
Spiking across the board. Compared to last year, this week, shooting incidents are up almost 82%, and shooting victims up almost 109%. And this comes on the heels of a deadly weekend in New York City, where police responded to at least 13 shootings involving 20 victims. One of them a Queens mother of 2, the other a 17-year-old Brooklyn boy who was on a walk with friends near his Canarsie home Saturday morning.
So you could just be walking down the street. Remember that other woman?
Morning when the gunman jumped out of a gray sedan and started firing.
To know that I'll never see my baby again.
I feel so bad for this
It
woman.
was just a baby. Life is so precious. It's too short to be living like this.
Yesterday, the mayor and public advocate announced a new pilot program to pair youth at risk for gun violence with mentors. They then work together to set tangible goals like getting a GED with a monetary reward if the kid succeeds.
We know it's not enough to just react to violence. We need to advance peace.
And Jumaane Williams is saying that this new program will be going up evidence-based models. It is set to start up this July in every single borough. We are live this morning from Brownsville, Brooklyn. John D.
You know, I can't talk about if that will really make a big difference, but what I will say is I really hope it does, because, you know, for gun violence, it's sad. You know, it is sad when you hear about these kind of things going on, people getting shot randomly, you know, moms losing their kids. It's got to figure a way to reduce that thing, and I don't know what the answer is. Maybe it's paying people to get their GED. Maybe it's mentoring. But I kind of wonder, is there something else that people are, you know, what is causing this kind of stuff? What causes a person to just do a drive-by like that? I don't know. But whatever it is, you know, I hope it lessens. And maybe it sounds Yeah, I don't know if really just education and mentorship is the answer, but I really hope it does make a difference because this kind of stuff, it's scary. Um, and it saddens me when I look around crime around where we live. I regularly look that up, and when I see certain things, I'm like, oh, someone got stabbed. Oh, someone got shot. Oh, there's a home invasion. Oh, okay. It's a little it's not a good feeling, but it's not just it's yeah. There's a spike in shootings across New York City, and that's just I don't know why it's happening now. I really don't, but I just hope people stay safe. I think people are really going to think about standing randomly outside of restaurants because I know some people would say, well, there's a small percent that it'll happen to me if I just stand outside of a restaurant. Chances are nothing's going to happen, right? But that kind of stuff, like those people who got shot at or who just got hit by stray bullets, like, yeah, pretty sure they're not going to really want to eat out. Or stand in line again, with that kind of stuff. So, let's see, over here. So I am reading chat right now, and I have my little K-cup machine Keurig. So let's see here. Yeah, I definitely do think so. I think that, just being able to wake up for the next day is something that, again, is something that some people don't have the luxury of doing it, right? So treat each day as it counts and try to always be a good person kind of thing. Stay away from dangerous situations if you can. But it yeah, but it saddens me when I hear about this kind of stuff going on because all it takes is, like that one woman who lost her son. All it takes is just being at the wrong place at the wrong time, getting injured at a vital area, and your life can be extinguished. So, I wish I knew what was the cause of this kind of stuff happening in New York. I mean, like I said, this doesn't happen in Hawaii, my little tropical island in the middle of the ocean. Like, if any of this stuff happened in Hawaii, this would be on the news. Like, people would be talking about it, and yeah, it would stand out because in Hawaii, like because everybody is kind of like basically knows each other. It's such a small little island that's yeah. It's it would just be very hard to believe someone would do that. What?
You came from a tiny island.
I did. I came from a little tiny island called Oahu.
Do you know what a troll, Erica, is? What a
Why?
true level 11 troll?
Why? How am I troll?
She has this little device that shoots out humidity. It's like this little, I don't know.
It's a diffuser.
So it's, yeah, so
essential oil diffuser.
So it puts out oil and humidity,
Okay.
and she has it directly aimed right at my YouTube camera.
It's not at your YouTube camera.
Just to get it liquid damage.
No, it isn't.
What a troll.
What? No,
Gigantic
it's
troll.
like 1 foot away. Yeah, it's like 1 foot away.
Apple users.
See this? Yeah, it's 1 foot away. The steam is like 1 foot away. It should be fine. It's like a tiny little steam. You see how small this steam is?
Eric is a professional troll.
No. Plus, it's been here for like over a month, and only now he notices this. He did not move his camera. So let's see over here. Yeah. The droplets? No, I don't feel any droplets. It's like a cool steam. I don't feel any droplets. My hand is right here. I don't feel anything. I don't feel wetness either. Yeah. It's like a really soft steam, and I don't feel any moisture. I mean, I know moisture is going out, but I don't feel anything. It's like it's like this, see? Huh? No. No. I mean, it's the same distance from my laptop, my little MacBook, so.
That'll be dead soon, too.
No, no, no.
Also, is that your robe on top of the chair?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Clinton is.
Oh, jeez.
Hi, Clinton. Good boy. You can scratch the character robe if she destroys the cat.
No, whatever. They were.
Oreo's in his cage.
Yeah, so I have, there was a, let me show you guys this one.
That's the one place Oreo won't steal, Clinton won't steal from.
No, he actually went into it. So I actually was cleaning out the closet, and this thing, you see this? It's a dog crate. Clinton had one of this when he had surgery, and he had to stay in a confined area. So the vet said, "Oh, just keep him into a crate." So we have a crate. It's about this big, and I took it out, and I thought, "Oh, okay. Let me post it for free, and someone can take it." But then I thought, maybe one of the cats will like to use it. So I kept the door open, right? And there's a blanket on the bottom. And Oreo walked inside and he's sleeping inside of it. And then after he took a nap in there yesterday, guess who I saw sleeping inside of it? Clinton. Yeah, so Lewis was claiming to me that Clinton would not go in there because of PTSD. But it seems that Clinton has no problems going inside the crate, sleeping in the crate, if Oreo was inside of the crate first. So Oreo's sleeping in that crate, and since there's like a comforter, like a little, like a blanket on the bottom, kind of balled up, like messy bed style, Oreo likes it because he doesn't have to walk on the bed. He can just take a nap on that crate. So now I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, because part of me thinks like, oh, I kind of want to get rid of the crate, but the other part of me thinks like, oh, Oreo really likes that crate. So I could actually get rid of the crate, keep the blanket in there, and then Oreo can just sleep on a blanket on the floor. But yeah, so that's the whole situation with this crate thing. This thing actually took up quite a bit of space. I pulled the crate out, I put a shoe rack over there, and then I have some of my makeup over there, and shoes, and yeah, so I use it as shelving space instead of keeping this rack here. But I'm sure someone would really like having this stuff, but freaking Oreo made that into his own cat bed, and Clinton is doing that, so it is turned into a territory thing. But I think I kind of like the idea of Oreo staying in this crate, because I think Oreo feels safer. If he's sleeping over here and he's blocking the entrance, then Clinton and Barry cannot mess with him for 3 sides, right? Because he's sleeping right at the entrance, so his other 3 sides is completely protected. So, I don't know. I should get rid of it, but I'm like, maybe I'll wait for them to lose interest in it. Someone just actually posted online in one of my free groups a dog crate, and I don't think anybody claimed that yet. So I'm gonna wait till that thing goes. So maybe in like a week or so I'll post it, see what the cats think about it. But this thing is kind of big, It's kind of big, but when I see Oreo on it, I'm like, oh, Oreo, oh. Where I had the crate is right in the middle of the freaking walkway, actually. So Oreo likes sleeping there because he can take a nap there, and then he can keep his eye on the food bowl. So once he sees I put food out, he'll get out of the crate and eat, and then afterwards he'll go back to his bed and sleep. So he's about 5 feet away from the food bowl. Yeah, it's like the freaking lazy cat area. So, yep. If Oreo wasn't so freaking cute. Yeah, see, so this is kind of what I'm doing with them. See, I have a blanket underneath there, but it's a comforter. Let me see, comforter. Let's see here. Yeah, see this? This looks pretty freaking comfortable. You see how this can double up as like a freaking dog bed or something? Like a sturdy one? Look at that. Come on, internet, hurry up. See? Look at that. You got the darkness around here. I don't know how comfortable it is on the bottom, but I know some of these things have memory foam. See? Crate mat. So, yeah, that's an idea over there. Oh, see? See, that's kind of what I'm doing with Oreo thing. I'm just keeping like this comforter inside of there. and then he's just quite happy. And so he likes sleeping on a messy bed. So when I wake up, normally I see Oreo and he's still lounging around. So I kind of think sometimes I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And then I see Barry and Clinton trying to sleep on the messy bed, and they prefer sleeping on the bed when it's messy versus when it's done. So I know I should be making that bed, but when I see the cats sleeping, all three of them sleeping on the messy bed, I'm like, oh, that's cute. They're all spending time together. Versus if it's done, they won't do that. They won't all sleep on the bed together. They just like they just like the messy. See, like this. This is what I'm talking about. See this? See this whole thing where it's all balled up, the blanket. Yeah. So if you have any of like old comforters or something, and you have a crate lying around, I would actually suggest looking into it. Like if you're just like having it lying around the house, instead of putting it into storage, just put it together, and that way the dog or the cat can use this as like a cat bed. Oreo likes it. Like I said, he likes it. It's the lazy version of being on the bed for him. So yeah, maybe. Hey, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, maybe if Oreo sleeps in here, maybe he'll be less inclined to sleep on the bed. Because this one, he doesn't have to even get up on the stairs, right? It's much closer to his food and water bowl. Just a thought. Just a thought. Yeah, I use coriander. Let's see over here. Coriander. So I use this one. I just like the smell of coriander. So it's pretty cheap. It is. There's no specific brand I use. I mean, I don't know which one brand is really good, but I use this like Pure Gold Essential one. Let's see, is this the one that I use? I'm trying to look. No, that's not the one I use. So you use about 12 of them. And I like having a diffuser because it's so much freaking cheaper than using candles. You know, like you guys know I'm so cheap and I like to be frugal. I like candles, but I'm afraid that if I burn any candles and I'm not watching it, let's say I fall asleep, right? You can accidentally burn down the apartment. So I like having a diffuser because this is the one that I use over here. I have the 0.34 ounce one. It lasts a really long time, so next time I'm probably going to get either the 1 fluid ounce or the 2 fluid ounce. You can see, if you look at the comparison fluid ounce, right, 24.21, 11.87, 7.92. So I like having, actually I think 2 fluid ounce might be a little big. So maybe 1 fluid ounce. But I like using coriander every day. And this kind of stuff, 1 fluid ounce is going to last me way longer than a freaking candle. Because some candles, if you burn them, they only last about like 4 to 6 hours, right? So let's see this. Let's see. So these candles, these are like coveted candles. Like everybody likes these candles. But see, they're $24.50. And then let's see how long they last. They last. Look at this Waikiki Beach coconut. Freaking Waikiki Beach coconut. I love how they just conjure up my little island. Let's see here. How long does this last? Do they say? Okay, so they say never burn more than 4-hour intervals. Let's see, how long? Oh, 30 to 45 hours. Okay. Still, I don't wanna risk falling asleep in between there, and then it freaking burns the place down. So, yeah, there's sometimes like I just step away from the diffuser. I can keep the diffuser on for. Let's show you guys. So, essential oil diffuser. So some of these, if you look closely on the bottom, oh, like this is the one that I have. It's like a no-name brand, but you see how the 1 hour, 3 hour, 6 hour. So I can keep mine on for 1 hour, auto time off, 3 hours, auto time off, 6 hours, auto time off, or on. Actually, you know what? I don't even think I have 6 hours. I think I just have 1 hour and 3 hour and completely on. So I usually just keep it on for 1 hour, 3 hours at a time, and then after 3 hours is up, it just automatically shuts off, and I don't have to worry about it. It just is water with like 10 drops of essential oils, and it's harmless. I don't have to worry about the place burning down. So I like it, and it's cheap, and storing a little bit of essential oil. You see how small this is? 0.33 fluid ounces. You can use, I mean, you can make a whole bunch, and I don't got to worry about a lot of like toxic chemicals and stuff like that. So I like it. And then these ones, they have like LEDs, so you can change the colors, and then it does this cool little fade thing. So I'm picking up a diffuser, 1 or 2 diffusers today. I'm picking up like 1 or 2 diffusers, and I'm gonna place them around the apartment because like where I am in the kitchen, I had the diffuser right next to me, right? But the scent of this one tiny diffuser does not carry all around the apartment. So my thinking is I really should have like 2 or 3 diffusers around the apartment, and then see, you know, turn them all on for a little bit of time, and then that way I get the scent all over the freaking apartment versus having one tiny little diffuser. So like one where, you know, nearby where I sleep. Like, so when I'm sleeping, I can smell the scent, just keep it on for 3 hours, and then have it auto shut off. And then probably one in the middle area. And that way, you know, if you're sitting in the living room, right, the living room area, you have the scent over there. So all the scent should be in almost all the areas. And then I maybe put one next to Lewis's desk, because then he can smell some scent too. So maybe 4. But then if I do that, I probably should keep one in the bathroom too, and then we end up with 5. Not all going to be all around the same time, but I figure like if I change areas around, it's probably nice to have that scent follow me. So that is a lot of diffuser, and each diffuser comes out to be around like 20-30 bucks. But yeah, it seems that like people, yeah, so some of these diffusers, you see these ones, like look at this one, like it's a freaking moon. Isn't that pretty? This stone diffuser, I don't know why the hell it's so expensive, $117. Look at this one, they got the fancy ones over here, but I just don't mind going with the cheap one. I don't want to go with a glass diffuser because I thought to myself, like if I get a glass one, I'm worried that the cats will knock it. And if plastic cracks, like yeah, it sucks, but it's fine. But glass, it's a hazard. Like I don't want them knocking it over and then stepping on the glass, and then yeah, and then they get injured, and then they got to go to the vet to take out the glass shard. So a lot of the stuff around the apartment, like I do have glass vases, but you'll notice that the glass vases are on surfaces they won't really knock over. Or you know, I know they're not standing on, or it's like a small little table, so they're not gonna jump onto that table just to knock over my vase. And if they do, well, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, they haven't. I think they've only knocked over one vase, but I changed the format placement of it, so now they're not knocking it over anymore. Yeah. So these ones, if you are into like say free cycle or online free groups, highly recommend asking people about it, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, they get these diffusers and then they just like lose interest in them. So then they'll say like, oh yeah, I bought a diffuser, but I don't use it anymore, and yeah, I just want to give it away. So I actually have, I think I'm gonna pick up one tomorrow, and then I might pick up 2 more. Next week, we'll see. And then yeah, whatever diffuser I don't want, right, I can just give it back into the group. But this kind of like apartment, I want to try to make it all nice smelly, and I really don't want to risk burning down the place. So yeah, but coriander is a nice scent. I used to really like bergamot, but I have like some apprehension using that, because you remember no-see-ums are attracted to citrus, so I don't bergamot. Yeah, see this? So I don't know if the no-see-ums, I know I was using the diffuser around the time that the no-see-ums came in, and I was using bergamot because I love bergamot so much. So I don't know if the great no-see-um strike from 2020 came as a result of me using that diffuser with bergamot, or they were attracted to the fresh flowers with the sugar. All I know is during that time, yeah. So I'm just a little apprehensive of using bergamot. Maybe if I'd use bergamot in wintertime, but right now I'm like, oh, for frick's sake. No-see-um breeding season is coming up. No-see-ums love... If you guys are not familiar with no-see-ums love to bite you and drink your blood. So, see these? Oh my gosh. So they actually fly around, and we saw one yesterday, and it's freaking crazy because we have window insulation up. So I don't know if we saw a no-see-um, but it looked kind of similar like that. I don't know if it was a no-see-um or if it was just some random bug, but whatever it is, it sucks because, yeah, I only have one fresh flowers in here, and maybe I should really get rid of the fresh flowers because if I know no-see-um season is coming up. So, yeah, because of the no-see-ums, I decided to get rid of basically all of my fresh flowers. I only have dried. I have like tulips right now, but they're dying anyway, so I can get rid of them. And I made sure that we put a drain cover on the sink so they can't breed in there. We don't have any, plants that they can breed in, and it's just like I had to change my whole lifestyle because of these freaking bugs. And I know some people were speculating. They said, "Oh, Erica, maybe you brought the no-see-ums in." No, they are outside of where we live. If we walk inside, trying to get into the apartment building, they're actually on the front door of the apartment building trying to get in. Yeah, from the sidewalk, they're trying to get in. So it is not just. It's not like I brought them in somehow. No, they're around the neighborhood. So these things are shitty, and I hate the no-see-ums with a passion. And it's basically like having really bad mosquito bites. And with summer coming up, see this? Shit, I really wonder if the freaking thing that I saw yesterday was a no-see-um. It was tiny, but maybe it was a no-see-um, maybe it's not. I did coincidentally have an insect bite, but I don't know where the hell these things would be breeding, if so. Well, yeah. Yeah. So the diffusers that I got, the first one I got was in Manhattan. It was really on a sidewalk. Someone was moving out, and I just grabbed it, and I loved it so much. And then the other diffusers I'm grabbing are free finds as well. And whatever I don't use, like I said, I'll just give it back to the group, and then. But I want to see like how the apartment is if I have a whole bunch of diffusers, and I don't know. Is citronella oil toxic for cats? Let's see. Oh no, are they essential if you diffuse them, or are they essential if you smell them? Really? I didn't know that. Let's see here. So it looks like diffusing it like on a big scale is not a good idea because it can be toxic to them. But yeah, so the fumes can cause breathing difficulties to a cat. But what I was doing with the citronella is I kept them in like little jars in the bathroom where the cats don't go, because that's where I was seeing all the no-see-ums. And did it work? I don't think so, because we still saw freaking no-see-ums there. Let's see what we got here. Avoid citrus base. Dang. Man, all the good stuff is like on here. Cardamom, margarine, myrrh. No pine, no citrus, no peppermint. Yeah, so I should really keep it on the down low. For that, let's see, basil, all citrus. Oh, bergamot. Oh, look, there's my bergamot, citronella. Oh, and there's my favorite, lang lang. Let's see. Oh wow, look at that. Something I learned. So this person says that they don't think diffusers are okay. Let's see what else people say. Don't know. So, yeah, so I'm like looking at this, and some people say you need to make sure you have ventilation. But then other people say, like, yeah, it's okay. So it looks like there's a debate over here. So some people say that it's okay. I gotta do more research into this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll look into that. No reason why he hates. He does. You know what? He actually did not put up a fight with me a couple days ago. Like 2 days ago. See, so if you use 100% essential oils, it can be dangerous. But if you diffuse it, I don't think it would be as dangerous. But I shall see. I'll look more into it. But I've had this diffuser running for, I want to say about a week. I haven't really noticed anything with the cats. Except Oriole's holding a grudge at me. So, anyway, seems like the influencer is on the phone, so I shall talk to you guys later. Let me know what you guys think about diffusers, if anybody uses diffusers around their cats. I haven't noticed anything with, here, but keep in mind, it's like I'm not diffusing all freaking day. So, let's see. Yeah, and I don't believe in, like, they're not going to be licking this stuff or anything like that, so, yeah, we shall see. Oh, goodness. yeah, I gotta do more research into this. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. And I gotta go